Happy Thursday, everybody. Welcome to Around the Block. I'm Adria alongside D'Anthony and Jacqueline today. Our Heather Holman is on assignment. So thank you guys for being here.
It's good to be here.
Yeah, I know. I haven't got to work with you in a long time, D'Anthony. How you been?
I've been okay.
Yeah.
Right now, I'm in a weird stage of getting a dog.
Oh,
A little
okay.
miniature.
Tell me about the puppy.
So it's a female. Her name's Poppy.
Okay.
Me and my girlfriend are trying to change the name. She wants it to be more Willa, but I say that's not fair because she's copying someone else's dog on social media.
Yeah.
I wanted it to be named one of the Thunder players. I mean, she doesn't know that I'm getting the puppy because the bet was if the Thunder win and if they make it to the championship, win in the first four games, then she gets a puppy.
Okay. But you've already picked it out.
I already picked it out, and I'm gonna get the dog. So
Yeah.
I mean, but she's on the impression the Thunder has to win. So I mean, I kind of recruited a new Thunder fan.
Yeah. Well,
So-
good. Well, they're going to win anyways, right? The next series is the one that I'm,
The Western Conference Finals.
that one's a little scary for me.
Yes.
But, both the Timberwolves and the Spurs are good. But our team's got this. They have got this. They are doing really, really well. What kind of dog is it?
Miniature dachshund.
Oh, my God.
It's long haired. It had to be long hair. It can't be short haired or
Okay.
smooth. Not short haired, smooth.
Yeah, short-haired.
Short
My
haired.
sister has both, a long-haired and a short-haired. Well, she has a long-haired named Remy, and it's the sweetest dog.
Oh.
But she also has a short-haired dachshund, but it's mixed with I always forget the name, the Jack Russell. So
Oh.
it's like half Jack Russell, half dachshund. And so it's very hyper and excited. And his name is Sparky. And Sparky is the perfect name for him because they have to throw the ball 500 times a day for
Ooh.
Sparky. So, but dachshunds my aunt used to have dachshunds a lot. Our family used to have dachshunds a lot. They're sweet. They can be a little protective of their owner. But have you ever had one before?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Before moving out, I had a miniature dachshund. His name was Bailey.
Okay.
He was-
So you know.
Bless his heart. He's not the smartest dog, but he's the most loyal dog.
Oh, they're very loyal and very loving. We have a 3-year-old miniature schnauzer, and this is our first time to ever have a schnauzer. Normally, I grew up with medium to large size dogs, and we had a black lab. My husband and I did. Well, I had a black lab when we met, and he had a chocolate lab when we met. But the chocolate lab died of Rocky Mountain spotted tick fever
No.
shortly after we married, and it was out of the blue, very sudden. It was very hard on my husband because he loved that dog.
Mhm.
And then our black lab kind of took over and became like our baby, our first child. And when she died, we waited 8 years before we got another dog, simply because my husband was like, I can't handle it. It's
Yeah.
like losing a child. It's very, very hard on him.
Mhm.
But 3 years ago, I said, you know what? For my birthday, I want a dog. You can't tell me no on my birthday. You cannot tell me no.
I can relate to your husband.
So, right? So I got a little miniature schnauzer. We decided to get a smaller, or I would ask my husband, okay, if we were going to get a dog, what kind would you want? Because he said I'd want a smaller dog because it's better for the kids. I don't want them to be, a huge dog that could knock them over, yada, yada, yada. One that doesn't shed a lot because our labs shed a lot.
Oh.
So we got the schnauzer, which is essentially considered hypoallergenic. They don't really shed at all. And she is become, just like Mia was,
Oh, yeah.
another child. My husband, when he gets home, the first thing he does is just scoop her up and pet and love on her. And
Yeah.
they're like family.
Is
I mean,
he-
they really are.
Is he one of those husbands like, we're not getting a dog? Like, I don't want it. I'm not going to. It's whatever. But then, like, the moment they get it, they're just like all cutesy with it. And treat it like a baby.
Kind of, yeah. When I first brought Breezy, our dog, our schnauzer, home, he was like, she's cute. She was all of 2.5 pounds. And she's like, she's cute. Like, he was very, nervous about falling in love with this dog
Ah.
because he knew what that meant. Like he
Oh, yeah.
knew the emotions that came along with it. So he'd be like, "Yeah, she's cute," and then a couple days later, he'd be like, "Oh, you are cute," and then he'd be like, "Oh, you're so cute! Oh, no, I love you so much," kissing on it. So, within about 2 weeks to a month's time, they were inseparable. So, well, I'm so excited for you though with your new puppy dog. That is going to be so much fun.
I want to name it J-Dub, but my girlfriend
J-Dub?
said no.
Okay.
But I mean,
Hey, you know what? That was the hardest part for us when we got our dog was naming it. We did not name Breezy until the day before I left to go get her because we could not decide. And you have 4 people in our family, and they were all like, "Yes, we like this. No, we don't like that. Well, we like this, but we don't like that." And it was very hard. So don't beat yourself up, either of you guys, as far as the naming is concerned, because it takes a little bit. And this is something that's going to stick with them for forever.
yeah, we had like a list, and we were like, no, not that one, because that show. No, I don't like that character from that show. So right now we're just. Maybe the day of we'll figure out the name.
You will. Yeah, you'll figure it out and be like, "Sorry, this one's sticking. We're not going back and forth." That's kind of how we were with ours, and like with our kids, we would want to name our kids certain names, and then they said, "No, well, I knew this person in high school, and this girl in high school wasn't very nice, so I don't like that."
Right.
But it'll work itself out. It'll be a lot of fun. I'm so
Hopefully.
excited for you.
Yeah, I'm excited and nervous. So
it's going to be great. It's going to be great. If you need any, like a play date with Breezy.
My girlfriend said I need to do that.
Okay. We will definitely do that. Hey, we've managed to waste 7 minutes talking about dogs and haven't even got to a single story yet. Okay. We're going to go to break really quickly, and then we'll come back and talk about some news. Welcome back to Around the Block. So glad to have D'Anthony and Jacqueline here with us today. So how many of you guys growing up went to the state fair?
Oh, yes.
All the time?
Especially here.
Yeah.
Which one?
Well, anyone.
I went to a state fair, yes.
Did you go to state fairs when you were like middle school or high school?
It was a whole holiday.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was a lot of fun.
State Fair. That's a big deal, though.
Yeah. So you went to the Dallas, Texas State Fair, the one in Dallas?
Yeah. But when you go there for so many years, it's like, eh.
Yeah.
But I can't wait for this one.
Yeah. So the reason why I bring this up is because we just learned the new theme for the Oklahoma City the State Fair of Oklahoma that's happening in Oklahoma City. It is going to be the Midway of the Mother Road, which is an acknowledgement to the 100th anniversary of Route 66.
Mm-hmm.
And the fair is, of course, location halfway in the journey. So everyone is really excited about the fair. A spokesperson for the fair says that the Mother Road continues to be a route of connection of people, places, allowing all of us to celebrate iconic Oklahoma traditions like the fair. A special Route 66 themed events and attractions will be part of this year. And that's going to run September 17th through September 27th. So I know it's going to be here before you know it. Well, that's 10 days,
10 days? Oh, wow.
Yeah, 10 days. That's pretty good.
Is it always 10 days?
It's always like, like a week and a half. It goes across 2 weekends.
Mm-hmm.
Essentially is what it does. So yeah,
I gotta plan this out.
A lot of people are doing all kinds of Route 66 celebrations because of the 100th anniversary, and it is fitting that they chose that as the theme.
That was probably easy for them. They're like, oh well, there's Oklahoma ties there, so
might as well just let it, continue with the 100th celebration. I can remember whenever I was a little kid, always wanting to get, I say middle school. So in middle school and high school, it was sort of the cool thing to do to get dropped off at the fair. You'd go with 3 or 4 of your really good friends, and somebody's mom or older brother or sister would take you to the fair, and then you'd buy all the tickets and the candy and play all the games. And I can remember riding the Zipper. The Zipper was my favorite ride. The Zipper looked like a oval kind of essentially.
Oh no.
And then you would spin like this. and the oval would go up over and over and over like that.
Oh no!
How'd your stomach feel?
no.
Like
You know,
zipper?
well, whenever I was 12 and 13, it wasn't so bad. I
Yeah.
couldn't do it now.
No,
Like, there's no
No
way
no.
I could ride those rides. And then they also had the one that looked like a spaceship
Oh,
that looked like that you would get in and you would lay on like the backs of these like mats.
yes.
And then they would go so fast that you would just kind of like, you had no seatbelts. Like no seatbelts in these, and kids would be turning upside down, and their feet would be in the air. No seatbelts. Like I know that sounds like big deal.
It was a different time.
It was a totally different time, and that
Wait.
thing went fast.
Are there still seatbelts on those rides?
I don't even think the rides
I don't
have
even
done
know
I don't
if
think
they
we-
have those
do-
anymore
No,
at the
there's
fair.
standards now.
I wouldn't know. I don't get on these rides. I'm a big sissy when it comes to
Really, you
I
don't like rides?
do not like rides. I don't like when my head shakes around and I get all
Yeah,
yeah, it's no.
I can get that. We went to Branson this summer, or last summer, and my daughter, she was my 8-year-old, all for the rides. The first one kind of scared her a little bit, so she was kind of shaking, getting in line for the next one, but she got over it. All for it. My 13-year-old was like, no way you're getting me on a single ride. I have no interest, not a single one. The only one he rode was a water slide. He's just like you,
Yeah,
Danny.
I ride those ride slides. Those are easy. It's just that's it.
Yeah,
One
he didn't
motion.
mind getting wet going down a small little
No.
hill, but anything else, he's like, no, ma'am.
No.
I have no interest in that.
I had to fake being sick around my mom just to I don't feel so good. And then my mom would get upset and just wait with the purse and everything. I'm like,
Right.
okay.
Yeah. My favorite food, I think, at the Midway at the fair back in the day. I mean, it's changed because, food has evolved for
Mhm.
fair food.
Mhm.
You're frying everything from Oreos to cheese sticks to all that now. But my favorite thing was the funnel cakes. I loved the funnel cakes at the fair.
That
They
is a
were
classic.
so good.
I
So
still
good.
love them.
Right?
Yes.
What's your favorite fair food?
100% still the funnel cakes. Where
Okay.
I go every year. Absolutely.
What about you, D'Anthony?
I like those crazy ones like fried cricket or something.
Oh, yeah.
But I heard like last year Heather was talking about it. There was like rattlesnake.
Yes.
And I don't know if they're gonna have that this year, but I really want to
You wanna
try it. But I'm
bet
scared.
I mean, I bet they would. I bet they'll probably still have it because it's a popular, taste tester for sure.
Mhm.
All right, we're going to talk Thunder basketball when we come back. Welcome back to Around the Block. We've been showing you over the past several months, and more so now that we're getting closer or we're in the middle of the playoffs for the Thunder, some of the great things that they do in our community. All the time we're showing you how they do wonderful things for Christmas and Thanksgiving and give out meals and presents and shops with cops and all that kind of stuff. It's great what they do for our community. Here's another shining example. Students from Rolling Wood Elementary, they took first place in the Thunder Reading Challenge. So the Thunder had this reading challenge for schools all across the area, 200 Oklahoma schools, and Putnam City's Rolling Wood Elementary second graders, they took the top spot. They won. Besides this amazing rally, which you see right here, the school got that $5,000 check. They had a dance party.
Oh.
Rumble was there. They also got free books from the Thunder Book Bus, which is another one of the amazing things that they do in the outreach with our community. They also had a pizza party, all for reading books, guys, all for reading books.
Oh.
And they got those really cool bucket hats as well. So this is what I thought was really interesting. More than 200 Oklahoma schools representing over 300 second grade classrooms.
Wow.
They participated in this reading challenge, and all of them combined read a total of, listen, 4,247,503 minutes.
Okay, I'm not gonna lie. After 4 million, I kind of blanked out. But
Can you?
4
Yes,
million.
because it's so incredible. They read over 4 million minutes in this Thunder Reading Challenge. That is amazing.
I struggle to read like maybe 30 minutes,
Yeah.
but combined for wow.
Yes. And to think about, so often kids are not reading like they should be. That's something that we do every single day in our house is I read to my children, my daughter especially. She does the Sequoia books. We read because we know how important it is. And 4 million minutes is a long, long, long time. That is so impressive. I am so impressed. They say that's about the same as reading more than 2,900 days.
Wow.
That's all those kids and they're reading. So
Oh my
impressive.
gosh. I see a bunch of numbers. I'm sorry.
I know, right?
Oh my gosh.
Hey, speaking of the Thunder, you guys are going to talk a little bit about the Thunder today on your For the Win segment.
For the Win at 3:30. Yes, me and Jacqueline will be talking.
Yeah.
Well, we're just waiting. So it would just be San Antonio, Minnesota. We're just seeing what that's like.
Anticipation.
Yeah. Updating us on how the Thunder are doing. Have you guys got any update on J-Dub? Have they given any update on how he's doing and his recovery? Or
I'm following all the fan accounts because I'm a huge J-Dub fan.
Yeah.
I haven't heard anything yet.
Really? It's been very quiet, huh?
I'm thinking they're saving that because I think San Antonio or Minnesota might be planning like, J-Dub could be
what
back.
if? Yeah.
So I think Thunder's keeping it under the wraps.
It's probably smart. I mean, it's been a month since he was, had that hamstring strain. So he's gotten a lot of time to heal, which is exactly what he needs. So it's nice they've had some extra time off as well. So I'm hoping that we see him back.
I hope so too. I really do.
I mean, he's only like the second best player on the team. I mean, if you a lot of people you could say, I don't know, this person or that person, but he's very.
But AJ Mitchell's doing great,
isn't he?
Great.
And so is Chet.
Oh,
Chet's doing amazing too.
They're all doing amazing.
They're so good. They're so deep and they're so stacked. I want to show you this really cool guy out of Choctaw that he was noticing a major problem with some graffiti in an area in Choctaw, and he came up with a creative solution on how to fix it. So he added an art piece or etched an art piece into nature there that he is transforming to look like horses. And if you take a close look at it, you can see it. He's only using sandstone, and he's carving these horses out of these rocks that were covered in graffiti. Look how neat that is. And this is at the Timberland Mobile Home Park on Southeast 29th in Choctaw.
So I saw this on yesterday's newscast. I was like, those are some weird formed. Okay,
they're horses. He's like etching them into the rock. The guy apparently asked the owner of that area, and he thought, what better way to spruce this up and hopefully, keep people from continuing to deface this, this rock formation and all of that. And he made horses out of it. He's very, very talented with a sandstone and everything. He says that he said if they wanted to preserve it, they could. If not, it would, wash away or do whatever. But he said this was a chance to give a little bit of better perspective on, people who want to go and destroy things with graffiti.
If I was going to do this and I would struggle with the ear. I'm done. I don't. Nah.
I am not. I'm crafty, but certain things like art where you have to make, details on eyes and ears, and I can't do it. I cannot.
Oh, me either.
My son is very talented at art. And he gets that from his dad because his dad's a graphic designer. They have the eye for it. Me, I'm like, what? I can do stick figures. Will that work? I can't. I'm not artsy at all. I'm crafty, not artsy.
I mean, stick figures, I consider that art.
Hey,
I'd
right?
hang that
Okay,
up.
thank you, D'Anthony. I'm glad to hear that. All right, this next story I think is very important to get out there. The more people that hear it, the more people that can help. In Cleveland County, there's a nonprofit that's looking for some helping hands to keep their senior citizens in that area fed. So they are in an urgent need for volunteer drivers for their meal delivery service. This is called Aging Services Incorporated. Okay. And what they do is they take meals to seniors who don't want to go live in a nursing home. So that way they can still live in their own home, and they provide these meals for these seniors. They deliver about 100,000 meals each year to help them avoid the high costs of nursing care. This is an incredible program. But now they cover such a wide area from Southwest 89th Street to Slaughterville, even south to Noble, and they need more people because the network of care to keep these seniors independent, they're at a risk of going away because they don't have the drivers that they need. So they are asking for people to volunteer so they can deliver meals Monday through Friday, 260 days out of the year is when they make these deliveries. They tell us they usually work with volunteers based on availability. So if you want to help out, we've got information posted at kfor.com where all you have to do is call a phone number and say, hey, I saw this story on News 4. I want to help. What can I do? Happy to deliver these meals for you. You never know. There could be someone right down the street from you who's part of this program and can't get their meals because there's no one to take them to. And you could just drop them off after you get home from work or, something like that.
And I imagine they won't struggle finding volunteers because if this was said back home in Dallas, there'd be a little bit, but Oklahoma just has this whole community.
Oh yeah,
and just I can't stress that enough. It's just it's like living in a different world, and just everyone cares about everybody.
Isn't it incredible? It's incredible to see. It's amazing to see. I want to do a follow up on this to find out just how much they have helped and how many people have called since then. It would be great. All right, we're going to take a quick break, and we'll be right back.
Right.
Welcome back to Around the Block. I'm Jacqueline Ferris with D'Anthony McChristian, and I'm sure you can see Adria Goins is gone.
Yes.
She actually ran off this set to go behind us to do the noon newscast.
It was a quick run, too.
It was a very quick run.
Jeez.
Should we do Bizarre Holidays, D'Anthony?
Yes.
Let's do them. What do you got first?
All right, first one I got Bond with Your Dog Day. I think that's pretty fitting because I'm about to get my dog, so.
Poppy.
Yeah. International Chihuahua Appreciation Day.
Very dog-themed day, and I kind of like that.
Yeah.
Shout out to Frank at home. How about National Buttermilk Biscuit Day?
Never had a buttermilk biscuit.
It sounds pretty good. It sounds pretty good. What's the next one?
National Dance Like a Chicken Day.
Okay.
Is that like the chicken dance or just?
I think so.
Oh, okay.
I'm not going to ask you to do it, though.
I'll do it. National Travel Insurance Claims Day.
And Online Romance Day.
Ooh. Online romance.
What do you think about that?
I got an opinion about that. I just can't share.
Okay. Well, I think we should end the show there, and that's all the time we have for today's Around the Block. We'll definitely see you again here tomorrow.